Hi everyone. Welcome to the first ever Seccuri session. This session's where we're gonna speak with CTOs, CISOs, and experts on cybersecurity topics. And we have today Jorge Artiles. He's the current CTO of SITE. He's a SANS instructor and author, and he led the cybersecurity team in Citigroup for almost 10 years. So hi, Jorge, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much. And today, the topic we're going to discuss with Jorge, with his expertise in cyber, is how to become a cybersecurity superstar. Jorge, so we have a couple of questions to you, but first of all, we would like for you to tell us a little bit about why you joined cybersecurity and how you became the cybersecurity expert.
Oh, thank you. So it started probably as a child, to be honest, when I would like to just figure out how things worked. I started video gaming very early on and figured that if I built my own computer, I would get better performance, and started doing that. So a little hardware hacking, overclocking CPUs and video cards, and then playing video games. I like to win, so figured out how the games worked and modified them. And then got into, really started doing consulting in high school, helping others just remove viruses and malware from their computers. And then I went to school. I went to Florida International University, started in management information systems. And there I had a job at the university technology services, doing a migration to Active Directory. So this was a long time ago. I'm dating myself here. From there, I went to a job fair and talked to a company called Terramark. They were looking for an intern, and they ended up hiring me as a system administrator. So I worked there, and they had a really good security team. And I got really interested in that, started talking to them, asking the right questions, and eventually they hired me to work at a security operations center. So it was a 24/7 center where we were monitoring and doing incident response for very large public and private companies. Some interesting ones were whitehouse.gov, Department of Transportation, Veterans Affairs, Visa, Burger King, Intel. So it was I was thrown out to the wolves very, very early on. And after a year of doing defense, I saw that Citigroup was hiring an ethical hacker. I said, ooh, I can get paid for being an ethical hacker? That is awesome. And that is when I went to Citi and started building out this program. We were like 7 people when I started, and 10 years later, we are a 160-person team globally, doing all types of really offensive assessments, vulnerability assessment, management, penetration, red team, purple team, all of that, because we built and showed value in what we were doing. It's a quick story of how I got there. Of course, there's a whole lot of war stories throughout that, from battling North Korean AP all the way to other threat actors. So it's been fun. I really enjoy cybersecurity.
It sounds really fun and an amazing journey. So from what I hear from your story, you were born with this drive to as you said, hack games, play games, and even help your friends since you were young. And one of the things we want to do is, and we've seen that you want to do too, is grow the cybersecurity, help people join cybersecurity and grow this pool, because we know that we need more people, and we need more people like you. But what would be your advice for people, for talent around the world, either talent that has passion in STEM or talent that just thinks cybersecurity is an interesting industry? What would be your advice for this talent to join the cybersecurity pool?
Yeah, it's a great time to join. So we obviously need more people in cybersecurity and information security. I talk a lot about everything is people, process, and technology. So yes, we're doing a lot with technology, trying to automate a lot of things, but we still need people. And of course, we need process. So Yes, it is a great time to get in. If you follow along on what's going on in the world, there's a lot of ransomware attacks. They're using cybersecurity and digital attacks to cause actual physical harm. If you look at things like the Russian attacks on Ukraine, a recent malware was just found where they tried to shut down power in an entire city. So you're fighting the good fight. Always be ethical and come be on the good side. It is a feel-good job. You are helping out organizations to not be breached. You can help out people as well because it's everyone, right? So from training people in high schools and middle schools to being able to help large organizations, whether private or public. We definitely need the people. It is a nice paying role and career. If you're coming over from IT or really from anywhere, and I've hired people that don't have that much IT experience and teach them this. It's really a thought process of wanting to know how things work and then trying to make sure that they work securely. Or if you go into my side, figuring out how to do other things, so find those vulnerabilities and resolve them before the malicious actors do.
I love that saying, fight the good fight. So not only is it you're doing something good, it's a great paid and you're learning something every day. And so what would be your advice for people that want to join cyber? What skills should they start getting? How do they analyze whether cybersecurity is for them or not?
Yeah, that's a great question. The thing with cybersecurity is it's a industry that's fairly new, right? Back in the 90s, you could barely get hired to do the defensive part. And now it has grown and you can really specialize in lots and lots of things. So even if you're not technical, there's still roles like an information security officer where you understand the business that your organization does and understand risk and risk management. So it doesn't have to be only technical to be in this field. Really what we need is people that think, right? Thinkers, because everything else we could probably automate. So really the passion is one of the hardest things to find. So people that enjoy this and like this. Where to start? Just start playing around. What interests you? What do you want to learn? There's so many resources out there and free resources. I personally contribute quite a bit to that and to the community to get people involved, right? Of course, I teach SANS, so everyone's like, oh, that's very expensive training. But yes, we also release a ton of free tools and resources to get you started. I personally started way back with a certification called Security Plus. So this was in the 2000s. It's not an expensive certification. I bought the book, I read it, and people learn differently, right? You might learn by seeing. So if you learn by seeing, watch videos on YouTube. If you learn by doing, download some virtual machines and start playing around on little machines on your main one, right? Don't be modifying that one, but run virtual machines. You can do that for free with VirtualBox, with VMware Player and things like that, and start playing. If you learn by reading, then read. There's so many books out there available. So really using all of these methods, just get to it, right? Stop thinking about it. Grab a book, go online, read some a little bit about information security, read about how attacks worked. Recently, just a couple of days ago, we heard about T-Mobile getting breached, and there's a great article on Krebs on security. Just reading that is a great start to kind of start off your journey. And then as you learn more, you can specialize in a number of different areas. If you like in response, if you like doing detection, if you like doing the offensive part, or again, if you understand risk management, if you want to audit, all these are available, and we definitely need people in all of the above. So just do it, just get started. There's a ton of resources available. So don't be shy. Imposter syndrome is a big thing in our industry. Don't have that. we're all learning, we're learning something new every day. That's one of the greatest things about this industry, is that something new happens every day. You will continue to learn. And of course, that desire to learn and to always grow is probably the biggest requirement that we need from you, is just always wanting to learn, because it changes. It's a new industry.
All right, this was the perfect advice that you've given. And this is exactly what we need. People that are excited to learn and learning constantly. I completely agree with you. And we need to create this community so that we're not afraid to ask questions. And last question for you. What is something new, as you're an expert, what is something new you want to learn or you're learning now?
Well, actually just yesterday, MITRE released their new version of ATT&CK. ATT&CK is a framework, stands for Adversaries, Tactics, Techniques, and Common Knowledge. Really, it's a common language that allows all of us in information security to understand each other. So someone that did an incident can map to this framework and then give it to someone in cyber threat intelligence. And then someone that does defense can look at that and say, oh, I think I can detect this, or I think I can prevent that, or I think I can respond to this. And then of course the attackers can take that and emulate those attacks to test to see if you can detect and respond to it. So a new version was just released yesterday. Been looking at that and just looking at some of the new reports that have been released recently. Another area from a more strategic perspective I'm looking at is around machine learning and artificial intelligence, because we do like automating a lot of things. And to do that nowadays, it's more than just a program that says, if this happened, then do that. We actually need to learn from all of the data we have. So doing some research into that, learning a lot about that. But that's, more strategic, more of a whole year goal compared to what I'm doing this week, learning something new just this week, right?
I love that. Learning something new every week. So this is, again, thank you for your time. Again, it's Jorge Orchiles or George Orchiles. We have this expert with us. Thank you for being here in our first ever security session. And remember, how to become a cybersecurity superstar? Just start learning. Jorge, thank you again, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.